Welcome, Junior Marshals, to Inherited Earth. We were just discussing Dino De Laurentiis ripoff films, as well as Dune, and also Army of Darkness. I keep forgetting that De Laurentiis did Army of Darkness, even though that's like the first thing that appears on the screen when the film starts rolling. Across any version, Dino De Laurentiis, presents. And then you get all the cool shit. Ash versus the Army of Dark. Bruce Campbell versus the Army of Darkness. Anyways, this is not a Dino De Laurentiis production. This is an Imaginarium production. You got my Picard shirt pull. One more. All right. So to recap, to bring everybody up to speed who is watching now or in the future. Last week, there was some dino violence. There was also some road violence, as is this channel's want. This game's want. Lou blew up a car. Noah essentially blew up a dinosaur. And Nasha did some cool Spider-Man-like stuff. Some legally distinct spider person maneuvers. And we're going to try to pick up with the last beat of that combat. It's not in my notes, but the initiative order is, and that's very important. Always have your notes on. It's very important.
I blew up a car, and it was very exciting.
It was.
I killed a dinosaur, and that's crazy.
I think that was pretty great. Yeah.
You consistently hit with your firearm.
That's true. We all saw it happen.
2 to 3 rounds consecutively. And for that, sir, I want you to take an inspiration.
Woo-hoo!
Is that the first time that's the first time that's happened?
Yes.
Did I hit something with my gun?
No, that you hit the thing you were aiming for.
No, I hit the guy with the hammer. I just didn't hit anything.
Sorry,
with my
that
gun.
you hit the thing that you're aiming for with the gun.
Yes,
That's right.
It was also only the second time I fired the gun, so
I still argue the hammer was the most impressive. Like,
I agree.
Sure, shooting a gun, but a hammer.
Okay, throwing a hammer, killing a dinosaur.
Very good art. Very well argued.
If there's anybody in the chat, go ahead and chat in and let us know your feelings on that. And in the future, if you're watching this, go ahead and comment that on YouTube. So let's see here. Looking at important things. Going through. Lou, I want you to actually take an inspiration as well.
Ooh.
For doing a bunch of stuff, including blowing up that car in an extreme way. Well, not the car, but the individuals in it. And Nasha, I want you to get an inspiration for being here. That's a thing. Yeah. So, catching us up directly to the last. Oh, and then go ahead, Nasha, and roll initiative for me.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's not good. That's like a 7.
Also, you drank the coffee, so take a +1 to your initiative, so you're at an 8.
Oh boy, I'm an 8.
Oh yes, the coffee is still alive.
That coffee's lasting a good long while.
It's still.
I'm so glad I have this large thermos of it.
It's still only 10 a.m. Well, 11 a.m. we'll say. So.
Right. We haven't got that far.
What you're experiencing is not the effects of the coffee itself, but the secret ingredient, if you will.
Which was probably,
Toad from the Mushroom Kingdom.
or it could have been cinnamon spice. That might have been the secret ingredient.
Nutmeg. Let's see here. What had just occurred is Lou blew up car.
That's true. I did blow up a car. Everybody remembers that.
Nasha did a cool flip, fired an arrow, did not kill, did pierce the rear windshield of the remaining vehicle, but did not kill. And Dinosaur had, the second Allosaurus had lost grip on Noah's shirt. So Noah is now displaying his shorn chest around the body armor.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a little bit of thirst, a little thirst bait going on there. From our
So excited for the Noah fan art.
For our
I am too.
resident
Thirsty Noah fan art.
Our resident battle twink. We got battle nuns, we got battle twinks.
I love that class.
Yeah. Y'all play your cards right, I'll put that in the source book. As a matter of fact, now that I think about it, that's going in there. There's no plan of the cards.
Battle
It's
tank.
gonna
It's a dexterity tank.
Yeah. With natural bonuses to charisma tests, looks based charisma tests. Because they're adorable. Every last battle twink. That's a part of the class. Anyway, so let's see here. We don't have to worry about Judith this week. Obviously, junior marshals. We are missing 2 of our Murfreesboro monster marshals this week. Judith and Lily are absent, so I am going to minimally ghost play those 2. There you go. That leaves us, I do believe, on the enemy turn. And enemy turn. Yeah, I did a lot of organizational work on this one. We are going to be dealing with what the car is doing. It is going to pull a maneuver much like Judith's maneuver last session. It is going to attempt to reverse and turn around so that everybody in the vehicle is facing towards our heroes.
So the sisters? Oh. They're my heroes.
My hero. Let's see here. Oh, it looks like it speeds up. Whoa, goes, far forward of Vicky, where Noah and Judith are. Attempts to whip around, and much like the other vehicle, when it rolled over one of its occupants, swerves to the side and doesn't complete the back end reverse. So now it is side on. It is presenting, basically, it is centered in the road. It's across the center line. And Nasha, to catch you up on that, the geography of this road, it's 2-lane. Right. It's a 2-lane highway, back road type. A little bit bumpy because there are root undergrowths. And the actual trees, the forest, have grown forward towards the road. So Nasha had, in the last session, towards the beginning of the last session, essentially crept along the shoulder of the road and then briefly taken cover in the trees before remounting the motorcycle. That is readily possible. The area of the road, for those of you that would be gravel, the area of the side of the road that would be gravel now actually has trees growing up out of it. You know, pretty beefy trees. 12 to 18-inch trunks. So that's where the bumps from the root growth are coming from. So this car, which is, if I'm remembering correctly, I want to say this is the vintage Mustang. Not the hugest vehicle in the world, in terms of length, but there it is essentially lengthwise straddling the center line. Judith, well, actually, Noah, it's your turn in initiative order on the side of the good guys.
So all the bad guys have gone now? Or the ones that turn?
Yeah,
okay.
The ones, yeah.
I am going to... So there's the one dinosaur still out there that has my shirt.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to kill it.
Okay. They're going to make sure...
I'm gonna shotgun to the face it.
Okay. Now, it is not within 10 feet. Once it...
Is it within 25?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I rolled a 17, so that's going to be 22.
Yeah, go ahead and... Yeah.
That was a D10. Well, that was good, though. Let's go ahead and do 17 damage to it. I'm getting good with this thing.
I'm impressed. If Nasha's within earshot, she'd say she's impressed, but probably isn't.
On top of
Probably not.
I think you're on the hood of the bus. Not
Oh, then yeah, I would absolutely say I'm impressed. As long as I'm aware that
Yeah.
Noah can't hear me, I would absolutely admit that.
Yeah.
Or was Nasha on the roof?
No, the hood, kind of
the hood of the bus.
kind of the wheel well / hood, doing a full-on, legally distinct spider person.
Right,
pose.
that's right. Thank you.
Yeah,
because I can literally.
Do
Am
that.
I using gravity shifter right now?
Do you need to use your resource in order to do that?
That is a very good question. Probably.
Okay.
But I would need to open the thing because I forgot to open
The thing, yeah.
the guide.
Right. Let's go to...
And I don't have enough room on my character sheet to write all of this down. So
let me check that real quick, like. Hopefully it's nice and quick. Oh, I forgot.
I'm already here.
Okay, super good.
I'm already there. So sorry, everyone.
That's fine.
Yes, I do.
You can elect right now to, because I didn't, for the audience sake, I already let Nacha know prior to starting the stream here, starting the session, that, I didn't use your resource for that. You can elect to continue to perform that spell, or just essentially go raw and make it a death situation.
I'll continue to perform it. Because as long as I'm doing that, as long as I don't cast another spell, I can walk on walls or ceilings as if they were ground.
Right.
So presumably I'd be able to stand up at the 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
And
like I said, like 1 foot is on the wheel well, the fender there, And so, yeah, you can anchor yourself however you like, either via Dex or via the spell.
Yeah, I like an excuse to use magic.
Okay. So go ahead. Yes, expend what you need to there, and we will go with that. Now, why did I ask that question? I have to ask myself that question because, more importantly, thank you, Fond C and Haas00312 for being here. The producer just let us know. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being in the chat. Stick with us. Drop some funny in the chat. Comment. Do the thing. Vote, like we said earlier. Anyway, what you see, yes, Nasha, you are impressed by that. And Noah, as you're aiming out the window with your weapon, you see that the dinosaur is holding onto the shirt, kind of, and still running, still moving like 25 to 30 miles an hour, but and just as it throws it down, kind of makes eye contact with you and catches the buckshot in the rib cage. It kind of, let's see here. It's running. Let me make a dex test for this poor lizardo. Oh, it stumbles and rolls opposite of the vehicle essentially. It's still kicking and moving. It's frustrated. It's not dead, but it definitely, that was a hit, a palpable hit. Let's see. Now we're gonna move on to the next baddie, which is equal with Lou. So just roll a raw d20 for me.
15.
What was that? 15? 1-5?
Yeah.
Okay. It's your turn, sir. Now, remember that the enemy car, that Mustang, is
way ahead of me.
Well, yes, it's way ahead of you. It's about 75 to 100 feet. You're traveling 35 miles an hour.
Oh, then I'm about to hit it. Yeah.
Yeah. What you also see is a driveway. Now, this is on the left-hand side of the road, your left hand, stage left. You see the gate for a driveway. It's definitely formerly in the before times a rich person's driveway, because it's got some nice tall stonework pillars holding this gate there. It looks like it should be possible to move around the pillars into the driveway, not on the bike. First of all, you'd probably dump the bike just going down the embankment and getting there. But that's stone.
An assumption.
Yeah, there's that. Yes, it is an assumption. But, so there are 2 stone pillars over there.
Okay. So, yeah, that's off to my left there. And just thick woods to my right.
Right. Correct. Yeah. Thick woods and a dinosaur.
How close am I to the dinosaur at this point? I'm kind of roughly behind Judith and before the bus.
The dinosaur is now receding behind you. We're gonna abstract the carryover speed mechanic here. It's receding behind you because you're moving. Judith has actually slammed on the brakes. The bus has slammed on the brakes. No, we're not going to make Nasha test for that right now.
Gravity boots.
Yeah.
Or what the spell was.
Yeah, I have gravity shifter, so it's as far as my body is concerned, gravity is pulling me onto the bus.
Right. So, hey, and we'll take this opportunity, since the bus is slammed on the brakes at 30 miles an hour, Ms. Lagarde has become discombobulated. We'll get a little comedy moment here, a little bit of a, hey, woo! And she falls down the ladder to be seen next session. All right. So there you go.
Ding pong.
Yeah. Driveway.
Catchphrase.
Driveway and car. And we're going to be reasonable about this and say 100 feet ahead of you is the car. 50 feet ahead of you is the driveway with the pillars.
Okay.
Dinosaur kind of doing this. Everybody else has stopped, so you're still moving.
All right, then I'm going to. Everyone else has stopped. I'm the only one still moving. Okay. Can I stop?
Yeah.
All right, then I stop. I come to a screeching halt, but I try and keep the bus between me and the car. So I guess I. Or.
That's
yeah,
not going to happen. Physics-wise,
okay.
that's not going to happen.
Okay, I come to a stop then.
All right. Yeah, bus is behind you.
Yeah.
15, 20 feet. Yeah.
Great.
Car, Vicky, kind of same distance, so that includes you, Noah.
Then I jump off and I sprint for the stone columns with the rest of my turn.
All right. Yeah, that's going to be the stopping was an action. The running is movement. You've got a bonus action left, technically.
I could use a speed dice. Luck die. Let's see. Let me just put them on the wrong page because I was looking up other people's powers. It's fine.
It is fine.
All right. Here we go. Okay. So, my speed die. Yeah, I've got a speed die. So I can discard it as a bonus action and disengage and move up to my speed again. So I can move another 30 feet.
All right. That's going to get you to a pillar there if you would like to take cover.
I do want to take cover.
Excellent. Okay. And that's good because right as you get there, you see, you're heading. Hopefully you can track my pantomime here with this. Put yourself in my space. You've dismounted the bike. Did you do the kickstand? Muted.
He's not on that yet. He hasn't figured out the bike fully, and he's just jumped off.
All right.
He stopped it, jumped off. I'm sure it fell over.
Yeah, bike dumped. That's fine. You didn't pay for it.
Exactly. It's a Nazi's bike.
It was a hobgob Nazi's bike. So yeah, clang. You hear that? The car there. You can see the occupants. There are 4 of them. Milling about, and just before you get to that pillar, you see the 2 nearest doors. So the front passenger and rear. Well, there's only the one door because it's a Mustang. So the passenger side door swings open, and the one in the front seat gets out and is pointing the weapon. The one in the back squeezes himself out. It's a big boy. It's a hobgoblin, so it's a beefy boy. I'm not saying it's not Abdul sized. We're not talking or Keith. We're not talking a 7-footer here, but it's a big boy. Squeezes out of there, kind of clown cars out of this Mustang, and takes aim with a machine pistol. And just as you get to the pillar, AC again.
19.
Okay, and you've got cover now. So 21, we're gonna say.
Okay.
It's full height. Yeah, 21. So you hear the report of the machine pistol, 3-round burst, and can hear the impacts against the stonework. But you are good. Now let's see here.
Dude. Watch out for that dude.
And that's 13. All right. Message from our sponsors, from the producer. No, I'm not just mimicking our road Nazis and throwing that sign. It did have utility before everything went all wrong. Nasha, you see you of course see the same thing that Lou does, and I assume Noah does because light.
Because it's daytime.
Yeah, because it's daytime and photons. That first hobgoblin that exited the vehicle takes notice of the fact that Lou is occluded entirely and takes aim at you. Same kind of thing. Machine pistol, heavy pistol. You can't make out, but takes a good shot at you, and they all kind of hit the grill of the bus. And then a third hobgoblin is aiming over the car, over the Mustang. Does the same thing, essentially. AC?
16.
Hardness on your armor?
Oh Jesus. Let me find that. I forget where I put it on my. I'm wearing leathers, but I forget where I put the. It's on here somewhere. Or did I put it on the other character sheet? I might have put it on the other character sheet.
You're wearing leather/textile?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the minimal actual protection that I can have.
I'm looking right at it right now.
Great.
So you are going to this hurts. You're going to be bleeding.
Okay.
You do take a round to the vest, to your armor, to your torso, and you are going to. What's your HP?
28.
Your max HP. Okay. So we are going to, for the users, for the viewers, we are going to math out exactly what happens here, because you are taking 7 you're taking 7 damage out of 28.
That's a quarter.
That's a quarter. So I do believe
yes.
We are looking at this could be a rough time for our resident badass Nasha here. We're gonna find.
I've got to do the refresher on how this works. Hang on.
Roll a D10. That's on me.
Does my AC change at all because I'm on the vehicle? I just realized
you're not.
I don't know about relative speeds at the moment. Like they're firing from a vehicle that's traveling the same speed as mine, so it wouldn't.
They're not firing from a vehicle. They are on foot. They have exited their vehicle. They're aiming over the top of their car at you, who are
stationary.
Yeah, entirely. Yeah. So you're not going to get an AC bonus because you're also not in the vehicle. Not only is the vehicle not moving, you're not in the vehicle. Also, I need to hold myself accountable for this. Vehicles also have their own hardness rating. So
if you're not standing on the front of them.
Exactly. But we'll say, like in Noah's case, who you're in, Noah is in, in the vehicle, in the car. Vicky has a hardness of 4. Now, I'm going to say that basically each wall of the vehicle offers that hardness. Thank you. So being within the vehicle would give you 4 hardness. Being on the opposite side of a vehicle would contribute 8. So all 3 of you who are here And the audience, if you want to stick around and join us again next time, and every other time after, because that's what we do, right? When we view a Twitch channel, hold me to this. That is the mechanic I'm going to use for taking cover behind or in a vehicle. All right. So let's see, Meow. We rolled a 5 on the table. You were in fact hit in the torso.
Oh wait, did I? So I don't roll the because I only dropped into serious, right?
Yes.
So don't I roll a DC 10 con? Or no?
No, you took only serious. I rolled the D10 to see where you were hit. It did hit your torso, and you were only in serious. So it gives you no added effect. You are just going to take the HP damage.
Okay. Right? I thought we only roll on the wound table if I fail the con save.
Holy crap! Did I fail? Did I?
The second wound tier series follows light. When your hit points drop into series, you're hurt and hampered. When you first enter this tier, and each time you suffer damage to remain in this tier, you must make a DC 10 con saving throw. If you fail, roll once on the wound table.
Oh.
It doesn't matter. I get hit in the torso. Yeah. There's no difference.
And it didn't take any sort of, it didn't cause any sort of effect by my roll anyway. So we're not. Yeah. We're good. All right. Super good. It hurt real bad. There's blood. You're angry. I have to assume that's kind of Nasha's default state. So
that's a given.
Yeah. It's perfectly reasonable in these trying times. And let's see here. It is now your turn, Nasha. You're upset. You've been shot. You've seen two hobgoblin mans firing on your friends and yourself. Well, 3, but yeah. 2 of them are exposed on this side, your side of that part of that now stopped vehicle. The one that actually hurt you is on the opposite side of that vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And after this turn, we will be going to break.
Great. I'm going to I'm double checking what I've got since it's been a second since I've done this. Where are you? Yeah, I'm gonna try and zero in on one of them. I'm just trying to figure out which one of these is that. I've got marksman points, so I might as well use them. Yes, I am playing a sniper like I'm a barbarian and going into a rage. Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I have to assume that's the noise you'd be making from being shot anyway, so.
No, I mean, the noise I'd make from being shot is, fuck! So, like, okay. I all of these, I just have to roll.
That's significantly more hardcore than the noise I'm pretty sure I would make, so.
I know from an unfortunate quantity of experience exactly what kind of noise I make when I'm penetrated by something I don't want to be. That I could have worded that one better.
Yeah, I got some college stories. Let's
not what I meant.
Numbers here. Let's.
I mean that too, but not what I meant. Okay. Anyway. I'm really glad this isn't a kid's show. Yeah, I'm just gonna roll to hit one of the ones in front.
Okay. And are we gonna do something fancy?
I don't know yet because all of my marksman abilities I have to hit them first.
Okay, cool beans. All right.
And all my battle conditions rely on me hitting them first. So
right. So to your right hand side would be the front passenger seat. So the front passenger. To your left hand side would be the backseat passenger.
I'll who successfully shot me? Can I tell?
That's the individual.
They're behind, but on which side?
That would be a backseat passenger.
Okay, so I'm aiming for the passenger side.
Okay. So
I'm aiming for the one in front of them.
Okay. All
like
right.
in front of the car on their
Yes.
side of the car.
Okay.
I'm removing an obstruction.
Yes. Good call. The available target, essentially. Yeah. Or
Yes.
the most available target.
The most available target in that lane
All right.
of the two I have available.
Do it to it.
I mean, that's a 17 raw.
It's fucking raw. Yeah. Go
Before
ahead.
Modifiers, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
Well, but since I did that, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. Can't do that. All right. So yeah, I'll just roll damage. That's 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Where do you think you aimed specifically?
I would have. How far away are they?
75 to 100 feet.
Okay, I would have aimed for like
Center
this
mass
area, like
Okay.
head and shoulders.
Okay. Knees and toes. Well, you hit between the shoulders.
Good.
And basically it pierced their breathe parts.
Oh no.
So yeah, suddenly this guy, I don't have a prop gun or a gun-shaped object here. I'm black. I don't own those things or carry them with me. But he's kind of doing one of these right here, doing a little bit of a what? Kind of turns to his buddy. And that's your experience of that situation. You don't think that person, as they fall to the ground, is going to be a problem for you going forward.
Okay, mechanical question. Did I kill them? Did I drop them to 0 hit points?
You dropped them well below 0 hit points.
Okay, cool, because I have magic bullets.
Okay. All right. Okay. So do the thing.
And I'd want to do the guy that actually shot me.
Okay.
I'm trying to get a Quigley here.
All right. Yeah. It's been a hot minute since I've seen Quigley, but all right. So
two heads, one bullet. This is what I'm aiming for.
Yeah. Fucking Jeff Speakman. Anyway, so roll what you need to do.
Yeah. So I just make another ranged attack. That is a 16 before modifiers.
Okay. So then what in fact happened is that bullet is that arrow passed through the breathe part. And so yeah, that's why he's so confused, because there's nothing sticking out of him. He saw somebody. This hobgoblin saw somebody draw a bow and arrow, a wooden one, not a compound, not some fancy stuff. Draw this and let go. And the arrow was, and then the hurting. And he started kind of making a piccolo sound. But that's the end of him. So what happens after that is that arrow just kind of passed right through there, through the vehicle, onto, because the door's open, onto meet his friend, and go ahead and roll damage for that.
I already did. It was a 10.
It was a 10? Okay. Yeah. Plus dex? Like including dex?
No, not including dex. I didn't include dex on the last one either.
Well, that's important.
If I and just dex, not proficiency. Oh no, I add wisdom.
Okay.
Because I'm that thing. So no, never mind. So the last one was a 19 and this is a 14.
Okay. So so there's this guy kind of, confused, like, what? Ow. And then falling. And this other gentleman, large man, kind of drops his weapon, clutches for something you can't see because it's on the other side of a car, falls, bouncing his face off the roof of the car and out of view.
I can keep bouncing arrows around as long as I kill people, right?
And the game. I can't remember if that's how magic arrow.
After dropping the creature to 0 hit points with a sniper weapon, you make a single range attack against one creature within 20 feet of the original. You use no initial ammo. You can repeat this process until you fail to drop a creature to 0, run out of enemies in range, or hit 3 creatures.
Okay. Does it ever suffer minus for passing?
Nope.
Okay. Well, go ahead and wait a second.
Unless you say it does. I mean, you tell me. In the book, it don't.
Yeah, no, then okay, I'm not gonna arbitrate that. So go ahead, do the thing again.
All right.
Our producer is both editing and
Okay. That's a 19.
okay.
These guys seem kind of weak. I could use assassin psychology, but I'm not gonna. Yeah.
So I mean that's it.
No, I couldn't because this is my second point, so I couldn't use it anyway. That's a 19 without any modifiers. So
okay.
That is 8 plus 4, 12.
Okay. That clearly the driver is clearly upset and or punctured. But continues to mill about outside of the vehicle at this time. It looks more upset than worried.
Okay.
And we're gonna go to break now.
Now that he's got 2 of his friend's lungs pinned to his back.
Yeah. Something like that, yeah. Yes. There you go. Yeah, it's break time. So, junior marshals in the chat, stick around. We'll be back in 10 to 12 minutes. All right, welcome back, Junior Marshals. Glad to see we have a couple of people sticking around from the first half. Also, we have a regular. Thank you for sticking with us week to week, if not every week, a few weeks. We appreciate that. I appreciate that. Go ahead and chat with us in the Twitch chat. The producer will be in there. I will be occasionally commenting back because, hey, I can't get any more distracted than I already am. And the rest of us will also, be there to have a little chitty chat with you any old time. But yeah, welcome to the Junior Marshals, everybody. All right, so Nasha did something awesome last turn. Killed a couple of hobgoblins with some pointy sticks at velocity and pissed one off, the driver. That was a thing that happened. That was the bottom of the initiative order as it stood just then. And except for Lily, who, again, I think Lily might be mildly concussed or at least discombobulated. She's probably looking for her weapon, having fallen down the ladder. Judith has exited the vehicle and prudently made her way to the woods. Noah, it's your turn. Actually, yes, it is 100% your turn. You are in the vehicle, so you have, unfortunately, Vicky skidded to the side, so you've got two vehicles side on, about 100 feet apart. Passenger side is facing the hobos, the hobgoblins there, the bad guys. So you have an added hardness of 4 to your armor, plus whatever your armor is, and plus 2 to your AC currently being in the vehicle. What do you do, Hotshot? What do you do?
You said they're about 100 feet away?
Yeah. Neither the hammer nor the gun are going to be helpful.
Yeah, no, not really.
Shotgun at 100-foot range.
No, that is well beyond max range.
We have also, I'm aware, chat, and everybody playing, that we've ignored the Allosaurus. It fell down, so it took a full turn to get up. Go ahead.
How close is it now? It probably fell and is a ways away, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be one of these angles. So over your right shoulder if you were out of the vehicle. So let's pretend my computer screen right now is the direction where the Mustang, the hobgoblins are. And I am you. The Allosaurus is actually over your left shoulder, about 20 feet behind the car. So a total of a Hudson Hornet's actually a pretty big sedan. So we're going to say a total of 30 feet away from you if you were outside of the vehicle.
Right. Well, I'm going to use this opportunity to reload. And I'm definitely staying in the car. So I think I'm just going to reload, and that's going to be about it.
Okay. Again, not playing your character for you, but I do want to remind you that Judith has left the vehicle and left.
Oh, Judith has left as well. That's right. So yeah. I will also leave, yes.
Okay.
I forgot that Judith was out.
She has left the driver's side door open, and that driver's side door is opposite of the baddies. The hobgoblins, at the very least.
Okay. So I want to hop out and move to kind of the front driver's side. So that way the car is protection from both the dino and the hobgoblins.
Okay. All right.
As much as possible.
Yeah, that's not, either way isn't gonna, because you have the option of across the bench.
More protected from the hobgoblins, as they are the ones that will be shooting, where the Allosaur will be running at us.
Yeah.
But more on the driver's side than the front, but kind of using the car to protect from both.
Okay. All right. Do you go through the car essentially, like crawl across the driver's side out?
If it's
Or-
fairly convenient, yes. I don't
Yeah.
know exactly how much stuff there is.
Um,
Nuts and Hornets.
Judith definitely
Center
doesn't.
console.
Judith definitely does not like keep guitar cases or shit,
Yeah.
in the back and front. So yeah, you could go straight through. It's a bench seat.
Yeah.
Chat, I don't want to hear whether or not Hudson's have bench seats or buckets, okay? I'm just gonna head you off right there. I know y'all didn't say it, and I appreciate that. But
Of course not.
just in case. So there you go. All right, so you're out of there. That was a reload and a move. The reload was, we'll treat it as a bonus action this last time. I think generally it's an action.
I think reloads are move actions, but can be done as part of a move. As part of a move.
Yeah, okay.
So technically, I would still have my action. So I don't know, duck.
Super good. All right, so you now have an added 8 hardness because you've got an engine block in between you, depending, but like
Sure.
an engine block in between you and the hobgoblins. You're on, yeah, basically got both structural walls of the vehicle there. Okay, super good. That leads us to what's happening next. You hear an engine, and from around the bend comes a matte black van. Same Gatekeeper logo on the hood. Very kind of A-team sized van. It doesn't seem to be prepared for the Mustang being parked in the middle of the road, so it comes to a screeching halt. And that's essentially what happens with that right now, with that van. We next, everybody who's actually looking at the car. So Lou, you might be looking at the car unless you're just concentrated on occluding you and the, basically keeping that pillar in between you and the car. But Nasha, from your position, you saw that van and you're looking at the former driver of the Mustang who has been out of the vehicle this entire time. You saw that individual flinch from catching a third-hand arrow. But this individual is kind of wearing heavier attire. You can tell that they've got a high-collared coat made of thick hide as well as probably heavy, resistant textiles, basically ballistic textiles. And they're a little bit more casual about that flinch. It's kind of a, they're standing there with a pistol as they catch that from, that last bit of arrow. I don't know how the hell that works at this point. 3 times on. It probably bounced off of a
It's
spine.
literally magic.
Yeah. Look, yeah. Look, okay.
I'm the only magic user here. It's
the historical magic bullet could have been bouncing off of spine, skull,
yeah, but
structure, all that kind of shit. An arrow, I don't know. Like it can go straight. Like
in my case, it's
yeah.
It literally steers.
Yes, yeah. You whistled after it hit the second one. Exactly. And she hobgoblin, and it's a tall one, kind of just reacts like that. You see him do a little bit of this, tuck the gun away, and then it walks around kind of casually, struts around to the trunk, pounds on the trunk opens. They reach in and pull out a large boy.
Oh
no. And you were the one that upset them. So I need you to make a dex saving throw.
Oh boy. Oh, good.
As
Okay.
they open fire, they're holding the belt around a belt of ammunition that's trailing into the trunk, and they're holding this assault rifle.
I'm a pathfinder. So does that mean I'm pretty sure I can roll a wisdom save instead?
Okay.
I'm gonna double check real quick because it might or not Pathfinder is my archetype. I'm a survivor. I mean,
Survivalist. Okay.
Yeah.
So ladder.
Yeah.
54.
Oh no, that's only for attack and damage rolls. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
So dex save.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 21.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I rolled a 16. I have +5.
So you are under a spray of fire, just off of this. It's an assault rifle, a large assault rifle. It's not a light machine gun. It's not the M60 from the end of Rambo First Blood Part 2. It's something. It looks kind of fancy. You haven't seen it before. You haven't seen this model of assault rifle before. It's kind of in between an assault rifle and a light machine gun. It's a heavy assault rifle, essentially. And it is belt fed. And this hobgoblin lady, who now you can see because she's just standing next to the trunk, holding the belt of ammunition that's feeding basically out of the trunk. She's got a long, basically a trench coat on, goes to about her knees, close to a trench coat. And it is absolutely an armored trench coat. And she's at you, exposed on the hood of the bus. How are you escaping this fire? You have escaped it, but I need to know.
Well, I'm not standing straight up on the hood of the bus.
No, you're
I'm standing like this.
Yeah.
Just turn off gravity shifter.
Okay. So you do a kind of a tuck and roll out of that, or just
I don't know if I could tuck it. How tall, how high off the ground am I?
I mean, it's the hood of a bus, so I mean, the very top portion of the hood of a bus is generally above, right around my head height.
Yeah. So okay. So I could be able to like jump, turn off gravity shifter, so gravity is now, instead of going that way, is now going that way, and I just roll.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
I'm no longer concentrating on the gravity shifter either.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say you're about 10 feet from the side of the bus. So you jumped, got out of the way, and it tang. And I mean the engine compartment of the bus is armored. Unfortunately, the bus is pointing straight forward. It didn't lose control of fishtail as it ground to a stop. It's pointing directly towards the baddies. So it's not really going to give you any cover.
Yeah.
All right. Cool beans. Let's see. Meow. That happened. Now. That van stopped. That happened. Back door of the van opens, and the van's only about another 15 feet beyond the Mustang from you guys. So Lou, you can see the back of the van opening. It's two out swinging doors, and a hobgoblin emerges from there. Weapon at the ready. This one has what looks like an SMG, kind of like Lily's weapon. He gets out and starts moving up towards the Mustang. And let's see. We're gonna abstract this out. I'm not going to play favorites here. We're going to roll a D3 in initiative order. Okay. Yeah. You just, as you're kind of looking out there, you heard this vehicle screech to a halt. You kind of took a look to see who was shooting what. This very loud weapon. All of a sudden, it was obviously not hitting your cover, so it wasn't you. So for just a moment, it felt safe. So you kind of are peeking out, and at that time, that hobgoblin that you saw jump out of the van takes notice of you. And again, your AC and add 2 for your cover.
21.
Hmm?
21.
Okay. And so a round, pung, crack off of the stone there, right next to your head.
No!
Let's see here. And then I should have rolled off for that to see who did what first. But now, Lou, it is in fact your turn.
All right. I accept you. I went first before this on this last time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Wow. Shit. So I imagine it was probably a diagonal, so I'm probably roughly 30 to 40 feet away from the trunk with the giant machine gun hanging out of it.
Yeah. You also see that the dinosaur is on its feet and looking ready to do some awful shit.
Awful dinosaur shit, huh?
And then there's having gotten a glimpse at the back of the van, there's a small gang of hobgoblins. It's still in there, not including the gentleman who jumped out.
I mean, I shouldn't throw a grenade in the van. I shouldn't, but I'm going to.
And I have to ask, do you mean like what? Morally you shouldn't? Ethically you shouldn't? Or
I feel like Lou's struggling with it, but I guess he already did it once today, so so I'm not able to look directly into the van from where I am, or am I? Like how's my line of throw from where I'm standing approximately?
That's 40 feet.
Okay.
You don't have a super great angle on it. It's not going to give you a minus. You might have to make a bank shot off of one of the doors, but there you are.
Okay.
There's also the vehicle itself and the individual that's standing right there.
Which is the hobgoblin.
Yeah, the hobgoblin right there, plus the hobgoblin with the machine gun, or the assault rifle, which is 10 feet
over there. Yeah.
You.
Okay. Well, I'm going to, I guess, act like a big dumb dummy, and I'm going to skate over. No increase to my speed. I'm just using my skateboard to do it, and I'm going to slide the bouncing Betty that I bought underneath the van.
Under the van?
Under the front of the van, like into the front tire.
Okay.
Maybe that's not a throwable object, and that's not fair. So I'll just throw a regular old frag grenade.
Okay. There are a number of mechanical things in the way of making that worthwhile to you. So yeah.
Absolutely. So I'm just throwing a frag grenade under the front of the van.
Okay.
So yeah, roughly near that guy. Anyway, so that is a 19 to toss it under the front of the van.
It absolutely went under the front of the van. Okay. Let's go ahead, and I have to go ahead and find the vehicle health situation. Let's see here, vehicles. All right. Vehicles are on page 162, of the Ultramax or of the Ultramodern 5E sourcebook. That is what we're using for this game. For anybody watching at home.
You said 152?
162, sorry.
162. Oh, you said 162.
Okay, so I want you to go ahead and roll damage, please.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. That's I guess it doesn't roll a reflex save. 8. Yeah, 8 damage.
8 damage?
2d, yeah, that's 2d10.
Damn, okay.
Rolled
then,
real low.
All right, that's a rough time. So what actually happens then is you roll it and you give it an underhand, a lefty underhand there, and it actually rolls out ahead of it a little bit and fucks up the front of the van pretty bad.
Right.
Throws some shrapnel into the window, into the windshield shattered, driver's side window shattered, probably just from the concussive blast of it. Van, yeah, it was a rough time. But
did it unsettle the guy in front of the van?
In back of the van? No, he's actually shielded by the entire length of the van. That guy didn't go out the front of the van. He came out the back.
I thought he came out the back and then walked around the front of it with the gun. I thought that's what he did.
No, the person walking around with the gun was the hobgoblin going around to the trunk of the Mustang.
Okay.
And pulling out the big boy gun.
Well,
big girl gun.
That's all me then.
All right.
I was just trying to scare you. Shut
up. Fair enough. All right. It's time for that lizard boy. That upset lizard individual to do their thing. Now, it rolled off kind of to the side of the road, the shoulder, and then got up. And it's behind 15, 20 feet back, in travel distance from where Vicky stopped. And, Judith hightailed it like a reasonable human being. So, Noah, you're the nearest individual. This thing, having been shot by you, and not a dumb creature, reptiles aren't known for their intelligence, but here we are. It makes a beeline for you. You are in some cover. You ducked, as a matter of fact. So we are going to do one of these. It charges forward and tries to do a pounce. It tries to do a pounce on you, like an angry cat. What's your AC +2 for the car?
I did not attack last turn, so it would be 21.
All right. So it's a running jump. This is very much the Velociraptor as represented in the original Jurassic Park. It's a running jump, claws, foot claws, big scary knife claws first. But it doesn't have a good line of sight on you. So it kind of skids off the hood and doesn't hit. And it is directly in front of you. Let's see here. Next in initiative order. Is the the front passenger of the Mustang. and he's gonna go ahead and take a shot at. We're gonna do another. Oh, by distance. So what geographically is going on here, Lou, is you are interposed between the van and the Mustang. Okay. So you are passenger side of the van, driver side of the Mustang. On the opposite side, so furthest side from you, passenger side of the Mustang, the hobgoblin turns around and takes a shot at you.
With the big machine gun out of the back of the car?
No, with their machine.
This is the guy from the back of the van.
No, it's a guy it's one of the two surviving hobgoblins from the Mustang. All right.
Copy that.
So Mustang hobgoblins, we have, and this is convenient, a little awkward, but convenient. We have a hobgoblin man nearest to the bus, exposed to the bus and Noah and, everything on that side, and included from you, although you can see him. And then we have a hobgoblin lady firing a giant assault rifle that's belt fed from the Mustang's trunk. Okay. So when I say hobgoblin man from the Mustang or hobgoblin lady, you'll know. All right. Okay. So it's a hobgoblin dude and fires, whiffs it, just blah. It was a kind of a reflex, like, fuck you, guy. After you rolled it, tried to blow up the van, presumably his buddies. But just a swarm of bullet bees flies by you and does not hit.
I'm picturing the casual sort of like just it was like,
no, I killed the bus driver.
Yeah. Kind of that situation. All right. And now, that was that guy. Another hobgoblin hops down out of the bus and can't see Lou. So let's see here. We're doing high-low. Okay. Nasha, you are going to take some fire.
Oh boy.
Again, AC.
16. Plus, well, I never did ask you what my armor was.
Armor doesn't add to your AC, so
it does not.
It just gives you the hardness, the actual DR, damage resistance. Chat. All right. So. All right. You have a hardness rating of 2 on your armor.
I have synthetic weave. I don't know if that makes a difference. I don't think it does.
Oh, you have synthetic weave. Yes, it does actually make a difference. I thought you were saying leather. Well,
I thought I did too, and I just found out that I was wrong.
Okay. So let's do something important then. Very important in this situation. I promise there's a lot to memorize here for armor.
Was I looking at the wrong? I was looking at the wrong page.
That's fine.
I was looking at the non-Ultramax page. That's why I was like, oh, it's the same thing.
Well, it turns out actually leather, textile, and synthetic weave have the same hardness rating.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
The only difference is that leather/textile is useless against lightning damage, and it's weak against piercing and firing, whereas synthetic weave is weak against bludgeoning and lightning. That will absolutely become important, but not in this moment when you're just dealing with normal bullets. Everybody's weakness. So,
I have yet to meet one who can outsmart the bullet.
let's see here. What's your current health?
21.
21?
I'm at 3/4.
Okay. And your max health is 28.
28.
This is
Gonna suck.
it's not gonna be great for you. I don't
Yeah.
think. I think it's gonna be a rough old time. It's gonna drop you into serious again.
Was I not still in serious anyway?
It's damage that's going to put you in that would go to serious out of your max. So now
I'd be in critical.
you are hurt and hampered when you blah blah blah. You suffer damage. I need you to make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
16 raw. So yeah.
Okay, so I need you to take 6 damage.
Okay. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
No, it's not likable. It's not a good time for you, but it is your turn to act.
So I'm in serious right now. I'm not in critical.
Correct.
Cool.
My interpretation is that anytime it would take you there from your max.
Oh, that's very different from how I thought that worked.
That's how I'm running it. That's how I'm running it, chat. That's how I'm running it. I don't like killing players. Also, to me, that's how it reads. So there you go. Anyway.
Cool. Yeah. And then I succeeded on the con save. Okay, yeah, I gotta shoot somebody again.
Mm-hmm.
Who is available? First, okay, actually, is there anywhere I can get into cover?
You could run up to Vicky, which is going to put you, depending on where on Vicky, if you're towards the rear, the trunk of Vicky, you will not be in melee range of the Allosaurus. If you run directly up to the hood of Vicky, you'll be in melee range of the Allosaurus, but you'll also be next to Noah.
I don't care about that.
Fair?
No, I like you, but not that much.
Yeah, no, why wouldn't you want to be right next to the healer who can only heal at touch range? Yeah, no, why would you want that?
You know,
he makes the point.
I never considered the mechanical repercussions of not giving a shit if you lived or died.
And then if you're in the center, you've got the driver's side door interposed between you and Noah and the dinosaur, but you're very close to the dinosaur. You can shoot at it. You can shoot at basically everybody out there. Some of them may have cover, yada yada.
I feel like I should shoot at the dinosaur after I get behind the because can I shoot at the dinosaur from the trunk?
Yeah, it's tall. It's 15 feet tall. So yeah.
Oh, then yeah, okay. That solves that problem.
It's a large, yes, it's a large class. So actually, does being large, I can't remember, does being large give you a bonus to hit with ranged?
I don't know. That's a good question.
That is,
I think it might.
We're going to say it does.
Makes you an easier target from
Yeah.
other ranged people.
We're going to say it gives you a +2 to hit. You don't need it, but there you go.
No, I really don't. But yeah, okay, I'll try to hit the big old lizard. Or, well, technically not a lizard, technically a saurian, but I'm not going to get pedantic.
Probably cold-blooded. Close enough.
That is a 16 plus. That's
That's
20.
So go ahead and roll damage.
I'm gonna see if there's anything I can do that I have to do before I roll damage. Yeah, I'm gonna academic kill. So aiming like for an eye or something.
To
So
add
I just added D6.
of damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
It costs 1 marksman point. I just added D6.
Do it. Do it.
Oh, that's not bad. That is 15.
And Noah, what damage did you do again? Actually, I kept track of that. Let me not be an anymore.
Shot with a shotgun. I don't remember the exact total.
Yeah, don't worry. You did 16 damage to it total.
Who?
Nasha.
I did 15. 1-5.
Including that D6, correct?
Oh wait, but I didn't add dexterity or wisdom. Sorry. Never mind. I did 19.
Okay. All right. It you hit it in the eye, but definitely do not. Did you add? Is that what you were aiming for?
That I would have been. I mean, with academic kill, I would have aimed for something squishy.
All right.
Their brains are so small; they're easy to miss.
Well, this actually makes a difference. You hit it in the brain parts. You did hits, and you dropped it. You did what? 19 total again?
Yeah.
So
I rolled a 7, a 4, and a 5, or 7, a 4, and a 4, and then I add 4.
that would be serious.
Crunchy games are fun.
Yeah, I think they are. I enjoy it.
That sounded sarcastic, but it wasn't.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's what happens here. It's obviously not dead. Nasha, Noah, the two people dealing with it, it's not dead. The arrow goes into the eye, and it kind of, as it's bending over to try to take a chunk out of you, and it's like it forgets what it was doing, and then kind of like, here it is, like, bent over to get at you, and then it's like kunk, and it's like, did I leave the oven on? And kind of does some of this. Noah, go ahead and take an attack of opportunity, please. It's leaving your melee range.
Excellent. All right. That's another nat 20.
Ah,
All right.
damn!
So, and don't forget, you're within 10 feet. So
that'll add an additional 3 damage.
Yeah.
To the 4d8 I'm rolling. Uh, 17 damage total.
Okay. And where were you aiming?
I've been aiming at the head, so that seems a decent enough spot to aim.
All right. It kind of keeps doing that. Like it's like it's heading home to check whether it left the oven on, and then just kind of, it makes it another like 10 feet, and then the head's gone. That's an important thing to understand, is that's gone. Arrow's gone, head's gone. It's like, when you get a turkey that has just a little extra neck, that's just kind of flopped over, and it's like kind of over. It's down. And it's a big beefy thing, so it's laying on its side, it's a good 5, we'll say 4 feet tall. worth of heavy muscle, hardness 5. So there you go. Just a little to let you know. Geographically, it's about 20 feet diagonally closer to the Mustang, and that gives you 5 hardness cover, if you'd like. So that's all over with. You survived the Lost World. Let's see here. That was that and that and that. All right. Hobgoblin from the van. Another hobgoblin hops out of the van. This one holding another submachine gun. Let's see here. That hobgoblin kind of rounds the van and Lou, sorry, rough times. AC again.
Well, I guess now I'm out in the open a little bit, or am I still behind the? No, I'm a little bit.
There's nothing interposing you. So raw,
19.
Right? 19. All right, just another. He whips around, and more. Death bees go by you.
Yeah.
And another one. Let's see here. Who would see this? Judith would definitely see it from her vantage point in the woods. Nobody else really, but a hobgoblin exits and goes around to the other side of the van. They have excellent cover. Let's see here. So we're coming back around to Noah's actual last turn.
All right. I am going to move over to Nasha.
I
Who's
am
fairly
a
close by, right?
Observe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're a total of 15 feet of movement.
Yeah. And I am going to use emergency patch on her. Target 1 living creature. Target regains hit points equal to proficiency bonus, to my proficiency bonus, my wisdom modifier, and my level.
Okay.
So that comes out to 10 hit points total.
Boop, 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 boop. All right. Nasha, not yet. You get the healing potion sound.
How much am I healing?
10.
10.
Oh, good. Okay, like I'm almost full.
Super good.
I
And
have like a scratch.
You feel great. Noah, you slap on, you get some super glue, some awesome, future super glue, and you pucker up some of these bullet wounds and throw that super glue in there and do that and slap a big ass, let's be honest, it's probably a maxi pad.
It's an emergency patch.
Excellent gear for absorbing blood and patching somebody's god-awful sucking chest wound. You've done that a couple times. Yeah. Maybe thrown in a little bit of anesthetic or, analgesic surface.
Rubber cement.
Yeah. And yeah, Nasha, you're feeling great for the time being.
It's probably the rubber cement.
Probably the rubber cement, the fumes. Yeah. Let's see here. You hear everybody from the wood. You hear from the woods the report of a revolver as Judith takes a shot at the individual who most recently fired at Lou. And Judith definitely wings that hobgoblin. Looks upset. Lou, you just look over your shoulder at the person who just shot at you, and you see that kind of do one of those right there. And yeah, Judith throws the horns back and then ducks back behind her tree. Let's see here. Because that's a nice thing to do. The machine gun, the lady hobgoblin, proceeds forward, walking towards Vicky, where Nasha and Noah are taking cover, still firing. Let's see here.
Machine gun.
And yeah, this is everybody who's looking at this lady. Like, let's see here. Lou, yeah, you can definitely see this lady being terrifying. So the three of you present, I'm not going to make you do any sort of like charisma save. But this hobgoblin lady that's trying to kill you all, it's pretty hot. She's a tall, hot lady, and she's just trailing, this belt of ammunition as she's walking towards you in this badass. Like, if you could combine Tina Turner and like Venus Wilson and then just take the next hottest person you can think of, that's what's happening right here. And Nasha is a little bit smitten.
A lot smitten.
Yeah. Nasha is like vaguely mesmerized by this situation right here. She's very, this is a very well covered, there's not a single inch of underboob showing, in this armor or anything here. There's just something overwhelmingly hot about this, but it's also murder time. And she's definitely firing at Nasha, who, she misses. And it's like, it's kind of a hate-love situation. It's a murder-love situation.
A hot woman with a machine gun is bad enough. Hot woman trying to kill me is just fueled with fire.
Yeah. And she's getting real close to the vehicle, which is just warming the cockles of Nasha's heart. Noah, that's terrifying because there's just lead flying down range of you towards you. Lou, actually, go ahead and do what did you? I saw you mime rolling a charisma save there. What'd you get?
I ended up with an 11.
Okay, so yes, you don't have, you're not the blood has not left your brain. We'll put it that way. Okay.
There's no blood in my eyes.
I don't feel I should necessarily have to take that save.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, you are immune to the wilds.
I mean, maybe I'll give her a go, girl, but
Yeah.
You're sitting there going, "Good for her."
Yeah, good for her. Yeah,
she's owning that armor.
Yeah,
shirt that says "Good for her" and has like Midsummer on it. Saw one of those earlier today.
And let's see here. The driver of the van gets out and is coming around the front of the van towards you, Lou. Like, you see this hobgoblin come around and like they're holding a large pistol, and they're looking at the front of their van, at the front of their ride, and they're like, and take aim at you. One more time. They're too pissed off to aim. The driver is just too pissed off to aim. Blam! Give me a Constitution save of 5 for your hearing.
20.
Yeah. Harmless. Giant pistol, harmless. And it's your turn, Lou.
Jeez. Well, does it look like the van is still functioning? Is the van still running?
The engine is still running, yes. The grill is fucked.
When
The
like the
tires,
driver got out.
the tires are
there any-
flat. Yes,
Okay.
and the driver is about 15 feet away from you and just shot at you with a Desert Eagle. So
Sure. Okay. Is there someone in the passenger side seat?
yes,
All right. I'm gonna try and jump through the window of the van since I blew it out with the grenade moments ago.
uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump and try and take the driver's seat.
The driver's seat's the opposite side from you,
Right, I'm going through the window.
over the lap of the passenger.
I know the front window, or am I
Over.
on that side of it?
Yeah, you're on the passenger side of the van.
Okay, great.
So there's a hobgoblin looking at you, probably doing one of
Okay, he's
The-
mean mugging me. What a Rudy. Great. Okay.
and there's nothing interposing. There's nothing between you and the person who just shot at you with the Desert Eagle. So
Yeah, no.
that
sure.
person's exposed. The passenger is struggling with their shoulder holster.
Oh, jeez. All right. And everybody who was inside it came out the back, and they're all hanging out back there. That's
Mhm.
rude. Just rude. I'm in a mess. All right. Then I'm going to fire my revolver. Yes, I'm going to fire my revolver at the. Gosh, I don't know who to fire at. It's just like I got to get out of here. Is what I got to do. All right. Well, all right. I'm going to fire one shot off at the driver who is firing at me and try and get back to my cover behind the column, behind the
Cool.
gate.
All right.
That is a 19.
That's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
25. Okay. And
25. Jesus.
Jesus. That would be 3 damage.
So okay, what's the What are the
2d4.
damage by?
My revolver's 2d4.
Okay, and you added your dex bonus.
I do. Okay, then 7.
Okay. That hurt that person, and then you run back towards that. They're definitely hurt. Like you hit them in the armor, but they're
Yeah,
holding.
hit 'em.
Yeah. And then you head back towards.
Yeah, towards cover, and I duck back in again, trying to get out of line of sight.
All right, cool beans. Limit 13. And that leaves you run past one of the you skate past one of the hobgoblins that is outside of the van, the back end of the van, and they take a wild shot again. Murder bees fly right by you, and you make it to cover. Yeah. Let's see here. And a couple more. And a couple more. Yeah. Oh shit.
I don't like that sound.
Now, was that were
Actually-
those all attacks of opportunity, or
No, none of those were attacks of opportunity.
okay, great? So I am
So,
at
yeah.
21 then.
Well, wait. Nasha, it's actually your turn before one of those things happens.
Okay. Who's still around? The dinosaur was a magician.
The dinosaur
Um,
fucking died.
yeah.
Yeah, it's dead. It's now kind of heavy cover, but waist height. And there are 3 hobgoblins standing near the back of the van, like right at the opening. They hopped out of the back of the van.
3, you say?
There's one on the opposite side, and then there's the driver, plus machine gun lady, which is only about 15 feet from you.
3 hobgoblins, says you. Maximum number of enemies I could potentially nail, says I.
And I'm gonna let you think on this because yes, there's the scary hot hobgoblin lady who is just laying down continuous fire, Gamora style, and then the van hobgoblins, and I have to go to another room where, I have to take a bio break. So I'm gonna let you 3 have a conversation about your tactics right now. Okay.
Okay. Should I try to eliminate an entire group of enemies with 1 arrow, which only works if I kill them? Or should I send a rather pointed love letter to...
I feel like the pointed love letter is my vote because that's a big gun. And there's somebody I think probably within the range. What's the range on your secondary? On the second
Like 20
person?
feet.
I think there's somebody in that range. I think there's at least one other hobgoblin.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I think the range would really last that you could probably get the secondary hobgoblin and the driver who I just fired at in a chain. That's my thought.
Assuming I could take down the big one.
Right. Which is an assumption.
Yeah. I do also have other things I could do. Yeah. Hang on, I'm checking something.
Right to your alderman.
Oh wait, I didn't need to spend. I'm at full marksman points because if I kill a target with a sniper weapon, I gain 2 marksman points.
Well, that sounds like the good deal then.
This seems fair and balanced.
Yeah, no, totally. Completely.
I assume that doesn't apply on Magic Bullet, but I still get all of them back. I only spent 2, so I still get all of them back from killing a dinosaur.
Yeah,
Or no,
there
I
you
used
go.
1, so I have 2 of them back.
Well,
Actually, this is a good time to ask. Hooper.
Yo.
Marksman points. I get 2 back every time I kill an enemy with a sniper weapon. Does that apply when I'm using marksman points on that attack?
Yeah, basically it's like you didn't spend it. There's a cluster of rules like that in Warhammer 40K where it's just like, oh, that didn't happen. Everything
Cool.
I did happen, but the expenditure didn't. Yeah.
Because if that's true, then Magic Bullet can be used to regain marksman points.
Yeah, it's a funny thing about snipers. Noah, you remember how busted snipers and
yeah.
Every
slingers
time
are.
I think there's an ability on this that makes it balanced, I find something that makes it not.
It is because like you almost died
Yeah.
already.
Listen,
the damage. Yeah.
I've said things like this before, but I consider guns to be dangerous after I've already been shot.
Yeah.
Like, up until I'm dead, I don't consider it lethally dangerous.
Yeah, no. But you're also using a bow, and so that's different. It is dangerous. Objectively.
So yeah, and I don't have that. Okay.
Excuse me. Excuse me at home. Thank you. Flex tape.
Yeah.
That's what
All right.
you use.
I think I'm gonna aim at my girlfriend. She didn't get
You're
a
gonna
say in
send her
that,
a love
right?
letter.
But yeah, I said that earlier, so I'm gonna send her a very pointed love letter,
Wow, do it.
or at least make a valiant. Yeah, that worked.
Is that a crit? Is that the sound
That's
of
a crit.
Okay.
That's a natural 20.
All right.
Nice.
The total to hit is 24.
Okay.
Um.
So I mean, you know what to do.
Yeah. Well, I might, but I also have things that I could do. Yeah, I'm gonna hollow point that shit.
Okay. And would you like to explain for the junior marshals at home?
So the things like magic bullet and academic kill and all of the things that I've been mentioning use marksman points, which basically I have a limited number of. I can spend up to 2 per turn at my level, and they all have different abilities that I just have access to. I have access to all of them. I can use any of them as long as I can afford them. Hollow point is I can use it when I score a critical hit to roll 3 times the damage dice instead of 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to roll 4d8 or no 6d8 damage, and in order to do this I'm gonna have to go get more dice. I'll be right back.
Yeah, do it. What the fuck is it? So do you live in a Tex Avery cartoon?
Yeah, in many ways. I don't buy things if they can't make noise.
Oh, see, I like that probably.
And so most of my dice I keep in a duffel bag on my desk, but some of them I keep in this thing. This is like a Tomb of Annihilation tin. So yeah, I live in a Tex Avery cartoon. If I use academic kill, that's overkill.
You can't stack them.
Yeah.
So you can do.
Technically, I could use academic kill to just add 1d6, but
No.
right? I can only use one at a time.
Correct. You can't stack abilities. So you can't be like, well, I've got the points to do it, and magic bullet, academic kill, and point all in the
Are
same
you
one.
sure?
To be
I'm
fair,
not. I
am
don't
sure.
care. I don't.
No, I know. No, but that's
I know
just,
I can only use one of each per turn,
right.
but I'm not sure if I. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to.
You are no longer at a low enough level for me to be like, yeah, go nuts and
Fair.
the party. Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot high numbers. That is, I'm just gonna cheat. 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 4 plus 3 plus 3. That's a 31 damage.
All right. And okay, so just and it just into her forehead, and like she stops, and she doesn't do like the goblin, the Allosaurus or the other hobgoblin who was super confused. She's just like takes a breath and drops the gun and the belt, reaches to her side, pulls out a knife, takes 2 steps, and just drops forward. And the arrow like drops flat forward, and the arrow goes.
Oh.
And it was a roll at Nasha specifically. Roll a perception.
That's not good. Oh, but I have really super high perception, so Did I roll 8? So that's
And
a
plus
14.
plus one from the coffee.
15.
So 15.
Yeah.
It's a very, very nice knife and interesting looking. And she pulls this thing out underhanded like a fighting knife, and then her hand drops, and so it's just in her hand,
Pointing up,
so.
like,
And
I wish I were in love again.
she's maybe 10 feet in front of you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was closing. Okay. So that is that person. That's not how that went. How I was hoping it would go, but
Sorry.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. That's fine. Everything's fine. There she goes. There she goes. That was Protato. How you doing? Yes, I am correct about snipers. Thank you, Protato. Protato is my first ultra modern / ultramax sniper, and has cleared a spaceship basically with 3 shots. So,
Holy shit.
yeah, interior. Yeah. But and that was always sick, Potato. That was always good playing. I love it. We're gonna get back to it. All right. So that was Nasha down at the bottom of the good guys order. We have another hobgoblin who freaks the whole fuck out seeing this lady drop, and is now oof. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. All right. Cool. Nasha.
Mhm.
You're feeling very accomplished and also mildly heartbroken over dropping Battle Amazon Hobgoblin Lady. That's a transient concern, because I need to know. Let's see here. I need you to take a DC 10 Constitution save.
15.
Okay. And I'm going to need you to take 10 damage.
From what?
A very upset hobgoblin.
Fair enough.
And Lily has now gotten to the front of the bus and is hanging out the front of the bus. Where? Let me pull up her character sheet. Where you be, Lily? There you are. We are going to do. Damn. So Lily is now outside the bus. She has stepped out that side of the bus. And actually, Judith is going to take a shot real quick. She wings one of the individuals out the back of the bus, and then Lily just lays down fire, just like the Lily do. Well, actually, it's a light machine gun, which is actually a submachine gun. So, and all three of the hobgoblins at the back of the bus just get mowed down between Lily and Judith. Just pow, pow, da, ba, 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 ba. And Lou, I want you to take a turn real quick. Yeah, we're going to come to you. I know, we're out of order.
Is anyone still standing?
There's the one individual on the opposite side of the van, plus the guy who had shot at you previously.
The driver. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then, yeah, I mean, I'll take aim and fire at that guy without...
And the one passenger from the Mustang.
I like the driver.
Okay. Yeah, he's out in the open.
He's got my number, so I'm going to take him. 10 plus 6, 16, firing off of my revolver.
Yep. Go ahead and roll damage.
I'm going to go ahead and use the rest of my luck die. I'm going to combine my wild with my attack die to add, to make it a critical hit.
Nice.
And also add an additional 10 damage to it. So, yeah, whatever that D4 I was missing.
Hey, Lou, Kenny, just where were you aiming on him?
It's center of mass.
Okay.
Roughly. I mean,
right.
like he's not a marksman, but he's aiming for the big spot.
All right. Go ahead and roll your damage.
19.
All right. Center of mass. And this one's looking real tough. He's angry. Southpaw. And doing one of these right here, after from the one shot you threw into him. Doing one of these right here. Aiming at Nasha. And you hit him in center of mass. Kind of grazing the titty right here. Kind of a side titty shot right there.
That's about what I'm doing, yeah.
Spins like a top. kind of just throwing blood out like one of those weird little spinny legal fireworks, and falls to the ground. No, with advantage, you see one more hobgoblin come out from behind the van.
Okay. It is my turn now.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to let's go with clamp the artery on Nasha, because apparently Nasha just can't stop getting hit.
I mean,
so that'll be target one living creature. Target is healed of any damage incurred by the last hit it received since the end of your previous turn.
Okay.
Oh, so I'm back up to what I was at?
Yeah. The last hit just didn't happen.
Okay. Was that all in one hit, or so I just heal 10?
I think it was, yeah.
It was 12.
It's going to be 10.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was 10. Yeah, it was 10 damage. You
10,
healed that 10 damage, yeah. you're gonna feel like shit for a few days. I will apply penalties judiciously, and but everybody else on the marshal's side gets their turn in sequence. So let's see here. That would be generally Judith would go next. I'm not going to NPC that. So that takes us back to Lou. And you now can see, because the van doors were open, you can see straight through the windshield. You can see the last hobgoblin that took a shot. Basically, from here up, you can see that person.
Yeah, I mean,
You've got 3 rounds left, I believe, in your revolver before you have to reload.
that's true. That is true. Low on ammo. All right. Yeah, I lob. I just take one more grenade and I just lob it up and over
Just lob it up and over the
van,
old,
so it like lands on the
yeah.
opposite side where that guy is.
Okay. Would you like to refresh me on the grenade mechanics, or should I go ahead and look it
I
up?
believe I roll to land in an area,
Okay.
and then the person has to take a dex save.
Against 15 or your
Yes,
hot.
correct. Okay. And
Go ahead.
15 is what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Nope, that's not how you roll. 10.
Not that hard. It's kind of like bouncing off the top of the van. Bump, 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 bump. And so go ahead and roll that damage.
All right. That would be 13. Did they succeed at the DC?
That's going to be a hard negative.
How much did they fail by?
4.
Okay, so then 17 damage.
Okay, so you do the thing, and I can tell. I think I can tell. So I'm going to go ahead and ask. Lou is not feeling great about all this super murder right now.
He's
that-
getting used to it.
Getting used to it, or
He's getting used to it.
okay. So you do the thing. You do the thing, and instead of kind of cringing and like really, freaking out about it, you just kind of step out and then go behind the pillar, do one of these pillars interposing a little bit of the sound. Lou and Nasha, something like a torso lands a little bit behind you.
Something
The body part
akin-
formerly known as torso.
Yeah. And everything's very quiet. You might, Noah, do you think you have like some Vicks Vapor Rub or some mentholatum with you?
I probably have some somewhere in the kit. Yeah.
Okay. It's up to you whether or not you offer it to others, but there's definitely the smell of real fucked up bacon in the air. So yeah, that's what's up. And I'm going to go ahead and offer the loot list. I will re-offer it at the beginning of the next session as well. So let's see here. Who is going to come out of cover and start looking around first? Do we think?
Probably me,
Okay.
unless anyone else has any other ideas. Just
Yeah.
based on my relative experience with ye olde ultra violence.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
go right ahead.
Okay. So yeah, Nasha comes up and starts looking around first. The nearest individual is the torso parts. There's nothing amongst that really at all. It's something that used to be a person of some sort. But the next nearest person is everybody's love, um, the hobgoblin lady.
Knife.
Okay, so you're gonna take a look at the knife first.
Oh yeah.
All right. So what you find in her hand is something that it has a very sophisticated metal and ceramic handle, like, hilt. It's definitely a fighting knife. It's a long knife, but not anywhere near a short sword. It's kind of what Lily was looking for and would generally carry. The blade is semi-translucent and black and has circuitry in it.
Oh.
You, Nasha, are not familiar with this build, although the blade resembles obsidian. It is definitely not obsidian. Of course, that lady has another piece of gear next to her, the heavy weapon. Lily is undiscombobulating herself. She's still near the bus. That rifle. Do you care about that at all, Nasha?
I mean, I'd be interested, but I wouldn't want it. I'd probably look at it and maybe move it with my foot. That type of.
Mhm.
Oh, what is this?
It's incredibly light for how big it is.
And
And
she was wielding it with one hand, right?
yeah, and the belt is still reaching back to the trunk.
Jesus.
Yeah, and she's about 20 feet from that trunk. Yeah. Again, another weapon you're not familiar with in terms of build. Lou and Noah, let's see here. Which one of you do you think would come out of cover and start looking around next?
I feel like once he sees Nasha out there, Lou's ready to go.
Okay. Where does Lou go first in terms of
driver of the van, see if he has keys on him?
Driver of the van does have keys on him. Also a heavy pistol. It's definitely a Desert Eagle. We will work out the stats on that soon.
Okay.
Next session. Anything else Lou would be interested in there?
I mean, yeah, he'll take the it's got the keys, and so then he's going to check around in the front of the van. That would be the next place he'd check out.
Okay.
See if there's any maps or information, any of that kind of stuff.
What you find in there is a small satchel, not a satchel, excuse me, a purse in this sense.
Okay.
With some metallic objects in there. You gonna take a look inside?
Yeah, absolutely.
You find, excuse me, 5 of those copper pucks that you had found a week or so ago now, in the basement. That's worth $500.
Oh shit.
As well as some infrared goggles. Mark IV ballistic armor. Excuse me, Mark II ballistic armor.
Okay.
And a big ear, which we'll explain next session. Noah.
Good. Yes. I will eventually kind of come out and mostly just be dismayed at the just amount of
God awful.
viscera around. Yeah.
All right.
Seems like they've got the picking the bones clean fairly well
Okay.
handled.
Okay. So let's see here. Oh, Lou, you also find 2 smoke grenades. And Nasha, we're going to come back to that dagger. Again, you know that Lily was looking for that, and you have a whole ass sword.
I was gonna say, if I keep this thing by the end of this game, I'm just gonna be covered in knives,
Yeah. But
like bandoliers of knives.
So that you know it and keep track of it, and I'll come back around to it next session.
Yeah.
That is a 2d8 slashing AP dagger.
Ooh.
So it's armor piercing for slashing. So if something has resistance to slashing damage, no, it doesn't.
Okay.
It's called a data knife.
Thank you, because I had written down Daft Punk knife.
Okay. And it's not okay. Nasha would not know it's a data knife, but I'm telling you it's a data knife.
I mean,
and I want you to remember that for me, basically.
I've wrote it down. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And yeah. Oh, Lou. No. That is going to be an episode / session of Inherited Earth. Thank you, you 3, for being here and not using the inspiration that you got this session. I appreciate that, for being here. Thank you, producer Vince. And thank you, chat, you beautiful fuckers. Our junior marshals. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's, the anthem. Like, subscribe, follow, all that good thing. Do the thing that you don't have to pay for right now, because I have no means of receiving it. But I do want you to stick around. I'd love to see you next week. I'd love to hear from you next week. I don't think we actually got any messages from anybody besides Protato, who is an old hat. And I want to interact with y'all, all right? I am Real Mr. Hooper on Twitter. I am not going to give away any of my players' Twitter handles unless they want them out there.
I am not on Twitter.
Yep. No. Oh, yep.
Neither of you. Okay, I'm Mermetal Bard on Twitter, and I post a lot of music and tabletop, and let's be honest, I'm mostly posting shit posts, but it's
hard Sam. Yeah. A lot of hard politics on my stream, but also on my timeline, but also a lot of tabletop RPG shit. Our producer is Alan Aronson. Exactly that on Twitch. I want you to go ahead and take a look at Alan Aronson music on YouTube. That is where our intro music comes from. All right. Suck that up. Thank you, Junior Marshals. We will see you next week.